It's another week, and that means another episode of the O Show. Let's get started. Now it is time to take a look at the social O's after Saturday's win against Gateshead. Some great tweets coming in as always. We're going to start off with @ReedyQB9. He's put halfway through the season, 50 points, 1 loss. We deserved this season after the last few years. And Saturday's win at Gateshead did mean that there's only 1 loss so far all season. And we're still top of the league, and it's looking pretty good to be an O's fan at the moment. Now, following on from that, we have @GhoulLee22, GhoulLee22. He's put Gateshead, a good footballing team, but @Long Live Josh Koroma 11, goal too hot to handle. Widdowson like a rock at the back, and he's got a point. Josh Koroma has been popping in some absolute worldies. I think he's going to be setting up his own goal of the season competition just for himself to go. Keep at it, Josh. And now next we have @RobertStoney. He's put Josh Coulson and Marvin Ekpiteta. Both absolutely mustard and a huge part to us being top at the halfway point. And he's got a point. What a fantastic centre-back pairing they are. And for sure, they have made sure that our goal difference is the best in the league. So again, keep it up, lads. Now the official Leyton Orient FC Twitter account went a little bit viral again this week after they responded to BBC Sports tweet which said, well, it was Ronnie O'Sullivan saying, "You don't see Leyton Orient turning up to play Lionel Messi at Barcelona. Doesn't happen. It's demotivating." Leyton Orient replied with this: "Awkward moment when Barcelona have lost more league games in 2018-19 than Leyton Orient." Have that, Ronnie. And finally, we've got @Mills_89X, Amelia Harris. She's put, "This time last year, we'd lost to bottom of the league Solihull. Today, we remain top after 23 games with another solid home win. And what a year it's been since that game at Solihull." Let's go and have a chat with the manager of the team and also Vanarama National League Manager of the Month, Justin Edinburgh. Let's go and have a catch up. Right, so now I'm joined by the National League Manager of the Month, Justin. Thank you for joining me again. How you been?
Really good. Obviously delighted to collect the award on behalf of not only myself but all the coaching staff, medical team, and more importantly the players.
Yeah, because it was a very positive November. You know, it saw us go top of the league and stay there. Have you got any kind of highlights from November?
Well,
any games that...
I think the fixtures were tough. There's no doubt about that. I think the two excellent away victories at Fylde and Wrexham. But for me, the standout game would be the Bromley home game.
Okay.
I think with the occasion, the atmosphere, I think, and the goals in that game were
some great goals.
Yeah. I think there'd be great goals throughout the month. That's for sure. I mean, probably Koroma could have had his own goal of the month, really.
I said that earlier in the episode. Actually, I said Josh Koroma's been scoring some absolute belters, and there was one from 30 yards out that didn't quite creeping under the crossbar. But he's been on fire recently, hasn't he?
He has, and I think again, you know, he'd be first to thank his teammates for obviously the team that he's playing in, the chances that are there allowing him to create. But yeah, no, listen, I think he's an exceptional talent and he's starting to fulfil a lot of that potential now, I think. But the thing and the key is that he continues to work hard, because, you know, he'd be the first to admit that, you know, when I came here, it wasn't looking great for him, but I think the work that he's put in, you know, with not only for himself but with the staff and certainly some of the senior players, he's certainly you know, bearing the fruits of that now. Yeah,
because Saturday against Gateshead he scored another fantastic goal, but it was similar to the ones against Fylde and against Bromley. What did you make of Saturday's 2-0 victory over Gateshead?
I thought it was a very good game. I think it's a team that were on good form, had an excellent away record, and I thought it took a very, very good performance to beat a very good team. But yeah, no, I was pleased with the whole performance. I think from start to finish, I thought it was another excellent performance.
It was, and we haven't got too far to travel this weekend. We're going to Bournemouth, early kick-off on BT Sport. I'm guessing you and the lads are revved up for it, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think, listen, it's irrelevant of it being on telly. I think it's another game, an away one. We know it's going to be a tough encounter. You know, last year's playoff finalist, perhaps not got into top gear yet, but on any day they're more than capable with the players they've got of beating anyone. So I think now it's just about not getting ahead of ourselves, not getting carried away. We're at the halfway stage now, and what we've got to try and do is replicate what we've done in the previous 23. It's going to be a tough, tall order, but you know, one that the challenge lies ahead that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that coming up to the halfway point of the season now. Is this where you were expecting us to be at the beginning of the season? Do you think this is?
No, no. There's no doubt about that. There's not many teams that are going to go from 13th in one season to be top. I think the teams that we're competing with are used to winning on a regular basis. They've had a lot of promotions in a short period of time. This club's had a lot of relegations in a short period of time. So, no, we didn't expect to be in the position we are for 1 minute, but we are here now, and we're well ahead of schedule. And when you find yourself in this situation, you've got to try and embrace it and stick with it and try and capitalise on the opportunity that's presented itself to us.
Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Justin. It's been a pleasure to chat to you.
Thanks very much.
And congratulations again on winning November's Vanarama National League Manager of the Month.
Thanks very much, mate.
See you soon.
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us.
Hi, here we are at Homerton Hospital in Hackney with James Dayton, Joe Widdowson and Dale Gorman. We're visiting our annual visiting the children's ward here and the RNRU.
A great thing for us to come and do, you know, hand out gifts, tickets, and obviously just hopefully put a smile on a kid's face, whether it's for 30 seconds or for the rest of the day, that they're pleased that they've seen the Orient players and the gifts that we've given them.
And lastly, we saw Julian there, who's an O's fan. He was sleeping when we initially came, but we had to wait for him to wake up. It was pleasing to see how happy he was to see you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We had to obviously wait for him to wake up and come round, and he was over the moon to see us, which was obviously delightful for the lads. And he told us his story, and it really just put into perspective, you know, life, and you have to cherish every moment, so yeah, it was really good to hear his story, and obviously, like I said before, we've managed to put a smile on his face, and we stood there for a good 10, 15, 20 minutes having a good chat with him about old times, about new times, and he seems really positive about what's going on down at the stadium and the whole club at the minute. So it was a really good conversation. Yeah.
And that is all we have time for this week on the O Show. Thank you very much for watching. And now we roll on to Bournemouth on Saturday, and we're live on BT Sport. See you there.